Good morning gamers, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a fun video where y'all are gonna find out what's on my iPhone. So to start off, we have an iPhone 7, very nice, cracked screen, very nice, wooden phone case. So currently my phone background is a variant cover for the upcoming Agents of Atlas series, which I'm pretty excited for. Top row is pretty much just social media stuff. I don't really use Facebook mobile that often, I tend to use desktop more. I use Messenger a lot to communicate with people because I don't want to spend money on texts. Camera and YouTube are both very self-explanatory. TikTok is... I keep saying I'm gonna make a video about it. At some point I probably will. It's just gonna require a lot of willpower. Snapchat, I don't really care about, but I use it anyway because my friends do. Thanks, friends. Moving down a little bit, for the Reminders app, I started using that a year or so ago for helping me to remember to do things and get things done. So thank you, Reminders app. Spotify, I don't have premium, so I don't end up using the app super often. I use the desktop version more, but it's good to have around if you want zero control of your music collection and ads every 5 seconds. So let's move into the fun stuff, yeah? So the games folder, probably the most important folder on this phone, if I do say so myself. First we have Twitch. I don't really watch Twitch streams that often anymore, but there are a couple of fun ones I followed back in the day, so I guess I just kept it around for sentimental purposes. Plants vs. Zombies is a game that I play a lot. It's a pretty fun strategy game. Some of the features don't require Wi-Fi, so it's good for on-the-go stuff, and I've already invested way too much time in the game to stop playing now, so... Pokemon Go is a game I picked up pretty recently, just because this is the first phone I've had that can actually run it without crashing every 2 seconds. Contest of Champions is pretty fun. It's basically like a Street Fighter type game. Nothing super special about the mechanics or gameplay, but it's a nice time waster, I guess. Fire Emblem Heroes is another game I started playing pretty recently. It's a nice strategy game. It pulls in characters from across the franchise, and it brings a nice fresh feel to the world of Fire Emblem. Very nice. Galaxy of Heroes is another app that my old phones refuse to run, so I haven't picked it back up yet, but I've heard it's also very addicting, so I'm trying not to play it. Subway Surfer, Fruit Ninja, and Angry Birds are all games that run without Wi-Fi, so I can play them if I'm ever stuck on an airplane, or at the DMV, or in the middle of a jungle, I guess? But yeah, speaking as a gamer, this folder is of the utmost importance to me. Next we have a separate folder for Royale games, of which I only have 2. Fortnite and PUBG. I haven't tried Fortnite mobile yet, but I'm expecting it to be pretty terrible. I'm questioning why I downloaded it, but I think it's too late to turn back now. PUBG, another game I picked up pretty recently. I think the first FPS game I really got into was Modern Combat 5, which I started playing because I could not download PUBG because the mobile version had not been released yet and I didn't want to pay for the PC version. But now I can play mobile and it's free and it's epic. Cool. So our next folder is VR games. I actually do have a VR headset. It's pretty good. It doesn't have any buttons or extra accessories or anything, but if you just want the VR effect, then they work perfectly. Romans from Mars is pretty fun. I played that a lot when I first got the headset. The other two I haven't really tried out because my other phone wasn't good enough to run VR games. Surprise, surprise. For some reason, Romans from Mars worked pretty well though, so I don't know why the other ones didn't. So next we have our travel apps. The GoGo Entertainment app is something that Alaska Airlines uses. I'm pretty sure there are other airlines that use it too. Basically, it just lets you watch movies and TV during flights, which is pretty nice because not all airlines offer free in-flight entertainment. So thanks, Alaska. You're a real one. The Disneyland app is obviously something that I only use when I go to Disneyland, which is more often than most people, I guess. Sometimes in class when I'm bored, I'll just look at the wait times and think, wow, I could definitely go on that ride right now. So now we have our productivity folder. A few of the apps on the main screen used to be in this folder, but now that this iPhone has a bigger screen, you can fit more apps on one page, and thus productivity only has 2 apps now. I've been using Evernote for a long time. I used it to move files around before I knew Google Drive was a thing, and it's just very handy for accessing files on the go. Grammarly is something I downloaded because it has a thing called a writing streak, where if you get your writing checked by Grammarly each week, then you keep your streak up. It's like Snapchat, but for boring people. Anyway, when I went to Europe a couple weeks ago, I broke my streak, so now I'm questioning my existence and my purpose in this world. Google folder is very self-explanatory. Now that I think about it, I'm probably gonna download Calendar at some point, just because I use it a lot for planning on my laptop anyway, so why not have it on mobile, now that my phone can actually, do stuff. Reading app, also very self-explanatory. This last app here is actually the Marvel Comics app. A while back I was really into digital comics, so my library is full of series from like 2012 to 2016, 15-ish. That being said, always remember to support comic shops, and local businesses for that matter. Digital comics are great and all, but without comic shops, we wouldn't be where we are today. Cha-ching is for money apps and money spending apps. Venmo used to allow you to make payments and charges on their website directly, but then they limited it to the app only, so that wasn't very fun for me since I couldn't download the Venmo app. But now I have it, and all is well in the world. Music/sounds is kind of a bad title for the folder, because the only sounds app I have in this folder is the white noise. Now that I look at it, I'm kind of questioning the name. The other apps are all apps I use for listening to music. Jazz24 is where I get my jazz music. If you haven't guessed already, I'm a really big jazz fan. I listen to jazz music pretty much every day. King FM is for classical music. That's what I listen to if I really need to go into like deep study mode, or if I'm really stressed and I just need to listen to like some nice calming classical music. I downloaded TuneIn Radio because they have this really neat 40s station and I love swing music, so I listen to it pretty often. Hoopla is a pretty cool app that works in conjunction with the King County library system. Basically, it works the same way as borrowing books, but it's for digital music and other media instead. So if there's ever a new album that I want to listen to on Spotify, but can't because I don't have premium, there's a good chance that I can find it on Hoopla. And that's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. Music Assists, another strangely titled folder, but we're gonna roll with it just because what else can we do, right? Soundhound is basically like Shazam. I don't know why I didn't get Shazam instead. I think it's because I tried out Soundhound first, so I don't know, maybe I'll swap out at some point. I haven't tried out Diddy yet, but I've seen the results and they're catastrophically hilarious, so I'm gonna try it out someday. Musician is kind of weird. The last time I used it, it kept telling me I was off pitch, even though I'm pretty sure I was. Either that or I was just having a really rough day, so who knows? Maybe I'll pick it up again. Editing is also pretty self-explanatory. A couple of them I use to help me make videos or just edit stuff for fun. Face app I downloaded because of the new craze of turning yourself into an old person. You can see my result of that here. I know, I look pretty good as an old person, huh? Performance, very self-explanatory. You have a piano, you have a tuner, you have a metronome. What else could a musician ask for, right? Languages, Duolingo, so Duo doesn't come to my house at night and kidnap my family. Duo, if you're watching this, I did my Spanish lesson today. Please, don't hurt me. Media is a title I came up with because at this point I'd given up on naming folders and they all relate to media in some way, shape, or form, so it's a good enough title, don't you think? The connection folder is a way for me to stay linked in with the people I work with so that they can group me into their conversations and I can pick up the slack and know what's up. T-Mobile. Nom Nom is my newish food folder. So far we only have Grubhub and Yelp, but really, they're pretty important apps, I'd say. If you have any good food apps, please let me know. I'm always on the hunt for good recipes and good food. The extras folder has apps that I don't use super often. I'd say that the ones that I use most out of all these are the Mail and Compass apps. The Compass app is just fun for knowing which direction is north, because if you know your way north, you know your way north. Alright, last page. So now we have our two last folders. The first one is the pretty useless apps folder. These are apps that I don't really care about, either because I have another app that serves the same function, or it just serves a function that I don't really need. The other one is the education app, which I really only use during the school year. Usually during the academic season, this gets swapped out with a travel app since I don't travel too often during the school year anyway. Alright, so that about wraps this video up. I hope you enjoyed me talking about the apps that I use. If you want me to go more in depth on any of them, please let me know. I'd be happy to do so. TikTok video is pretty much like 85% guaranteed at this point. gonna be fun, trust me. If you have any other thoughts, leave them in the comments below. I'm pretty responsive. I'll get back to you pretty quickly. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, take showers, wash your hands, cover your mouth when you cough, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.